He got in without a word. Old, gray suit, trembling hands. A smell of rain and cigarettes followed him into the back seat. It was 3:04 a.m., the kind of hour when the city feels hollow, when headlights cut through fog like scalpels. He didn't say where he was coming from, just a quiet drive. We moved through empty streets. I watched him in the mirror. His eyes didn't blink. His hands clutched a small metal case on his lap. When we stopped outside an old brick building, he leaned forward. "Before tomorrow morning," he said, voice low, "your wife needs to know." He set a flash drive on the console. His hand brushed mine. Cold. Then he opened the door and vanished into the dark. I didn't ask questions. I should have. At home, the lights were off. My wife slept soundly. At least, that's what I thought. I sat at my desk, plugged in the drive. The screen flickered, and my blood froze. It wasn't porn. It wasn't violence. It was a recording. Our bedroom. Her. Another man. My bed. My sheets. And then, her voice whispering things she'd never said to me. I couldn't move. Then, footsteps. Behind me. Her voice. That was for me. She stood in the doorway, calm, barefoot, wearing my t-shirt, the same one she wore in the video. "What is this?" I asked, though I already knew. She smiled, small and deliberate. "Something you weren't supposed to see." Her tone was surgical, precise, as if betrayal had its own language and she was fluent. I didn't shout, didn't throw the laptop. Instead, I just sat there, watching her. Every word she'd ever said began to replay inside my head. The late-night meetings, the new perfume, the sudden guilt when I asked nothing at all. She walked closer, brushed her hand along my shoulder. "Delete it," she whispered. "Please." I didn't move. That was the moment something inside me shifted. The kind of stillness you feel before a storm. I looked at her reflection on the dark screen and realized she was scared. Not of what she did, but of what I might do. And for the first time in our marriage, I felt calm. I spent the next week pretending everything was fine. I kissed her goodbye, shared coffee, laughed at nothing. She thought I'd forgiven her. I drove my usual routes, picked up strangers, listened to their stories. But every time I looked into the mirror, I saw her, the woman in my bed who smiled at another man like he was oxygen. I replayed the flash drive each night, not for pain, for detail. License plates reflected in windows, a tattoo on the man's wrist, a location tag hidden in metadata. I traced it, a motel, 2 miles from her workplace. They met there every Thursday, noon to 2. She said she had Pilates. So I watched, through tinted glass, through rain, through the veil of what used to be love. Each time she walked in, I wrote down the exact minute. Each time she left, I memorized her expression. It wasn't guilt. It was satisfaction. By Friday, I had enough. I invited her to dinner. Candles, wine, the illusion of peace. Halfway through, I set my phone between us and pressed play. Her laughter filled the space, the one from the video. Her face collapsed, draining of all color. I didn't speak. I just watched her unravel. Finally, she whispered, "Where did you get that?" "A passenger gave it to me," I said. "He said you'd understand." She covered her mouth. Tears didn't fall. Not yet. Then, quietly, "You weren't supposed to see it." Those words again. I stood, walked to the window, and let her sit in the silence she'd built for herself. She asked if I'd tell anyone. I told her no. That was the truth. I didn't need to. 2 days later, I mailed the flash drive to the man's wife. No note, no explanation, just the evidence. That night, my wife came home early, red-eyed, trembling. "His wife knows," she said, voice cracking. I didn't ask how. When she finally looked at me, I saw something in her face. Fear. Not of losing me, of being seen. I told her I'd booked a hotel, that she could keep the house. She begged. I listened. I didn't respond. Walking away wasn't revenge. It was extraction, the kind that leaves silence in its wake. It's strange how quiet life becomes when the noise stops. I still drive nights, same streets, same darkness. Sometimes I wonder if the old man knew, if he'd been one of them, betrayed, broken, quietly seeking justice in others. The flash drive is gone. But the sound of her whisper, that was for me, still lingers. Maybe it was, but the ending, that was mine.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.